Yo, what's up, son? This is your host, Mr. Yuck, and you're tuning in to my YouTube channel, Mr. Yuck Forever. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so today I bring you one of the two best builds for the Wizard on Diablo 3 for PlayStation 3. But before we start, you gotta go down the options, go into gameplay, go to elective mode. So here at the very top, make sure that's clicked. You can change your skills to any skill button, and that's really going to come in handy. So on our first build here that I have, it is the Frozen Chaos Battlemage Build. You have an insanely high resistance to pretty much everything, around a 6,000 armor rating, without putting hardly any strength into any of your armor. You still have over 100,000 DPS. And I think you have around 90,000 vitality is what I have. So first off, I'm going to get rid of my follower here, so I'm just by myself. So the follower is gone now. Yes, I want to dismiss you. And so I'm going to run right over here. And I'm going to activate one of my skills real quick. And my armor as well. And then we're going to take a look at my skills. So you'll see that I'm at 115,000 DPS with 5,900 armor rating and almost 92,000 health. And so let's take a look at my skill build real quick. And how I have this all set up is for my primary, I have Electrocute and I have Surge of Power, which I gain 1 additional arcane power every time I hit a dude by Electrocute. So I'm going to gain 3 every time I hit a dude because it chain links. For my secondary, I'm going to be using Disintegrate. The really nice thing about Disintegrate is it pierces through all enemies, does 220% weapon damage, and I'm going to be using Chaos Nexus, hence the Chaos build. It fans out, and pretty much it can hit dudes behind you, all around you, for an additional 44% weapon damage. So, pretty much is really OP. When you get in a group of like 30 dudes and you fan it back and forth, you're just mopping everybody up for an insane amount of damage. For our defensive skill, we're going to be using Frost Nova and Cold Snap for our modifier, which reduces the cooldown to 9 seconds, which is really nice. Takes no arcane power, so the fact that the cooldown is reduced on it without arcane power is really nice. It's going to be a really nice defensive skill. It freezes the dudes in place. And for my secondary defensive skill, it's a force move, but I classify it as defensive. I'm using the Wave of Force and just Impactful Wave, the first modifier. It knocks the dudes back, and it stuns them for 2 seconds. It does have a cooldown of 12 seconds, and it does use a 25 arcane power. But now I can interchange my cooldowns in between a 9-second cooldown and a 12-second cooldown for my defensive abilities. For my Conjuration, I'm going to be actually using 2 of them. My first one is Magic Weapon, and my modifier is Force Weapon, which increases the weapon DPS by 15% and gives a 2% knockback chance, which is kind of nice. And for my last one, this is where that elective mode comes into play. If you've never used this before, it now allows you to pick any skill from any category up here. And so instead of using a mastery skill, I'm actually going to go back and use another conjuration skill. And I'm going to use energy armor. And if you've never used energy armor, it's really, really, really nice. Okay, energy armor increases your armor by 35%, sorry, but decreases your maximum arcane power by 20, which isn't too bad. But in this build, it'll work out fine. We're going to be using the modifier Prismatic Armor, which increases all of my resistances by 25% as well. So not only is my armor jacked up, my resistances are jacked up as well, and dudes can literally not do damage to me. For my let's get out of there. And so I'm going to jump down into my passive build real quick. For my passive build, I'm going to use Prodigy, which gains an additional 4 arcane power every time I use it. So combined with Electrocute, and I can hit 3 dudes and gain 3 arcane power every time I use it. Now I gain 7. For my secondary, I'm using Galvanizing Ward. And as long as I have my armor on, my energy armor, I'm going to be gaining 1,311 life per second. which is really, really nice. So I have infinite regen of health. And for my third passive skill, I'm going to be using Temporal Flux. And really nice thing about Temporal Flux is whenever you deal arcane damage, enemies are slowed by 60% for 3 seconds. Well, when you're using Disintegrate, it's arcane power. So not only are you dealing 220% weapon damage that fans out, hits everybody, it slows them all for 60% of their movement speed for 3 seconds. So there's like really no way these dudes can touch you. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to run over here. And we are just going to jump out into some battle real quick. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm mopping these dudes up. Keep in mind this is Inferno on Master 2. So these dudes are going to be pretty strong. But I'll be able to mop them up pretty easy. And real quick before we jump in, let's take a look at some of my weapons that I'm using for my overall build. For my, I actually took off my source, and for the Battlemage build, I'm using a shield, and I'm using Centurion. It has an insane amount of vitality and intelligence, a chance to block, and a normal chance to block with 21%. So altogether, it has a 30% chance to block at 1100 armor rating. It blocks a little bit about 4,000, looks like, on average. And it gives me a 10.5 critical hit chance. So it's really nice. Just a lot of intelligence and everything all around. Attack speed up in my amulet and intelligence, movement speed. In my helmet, which is pretty crazy. And Dariel's Visage is pretty awesome. I have attack speed, critical hit chance, 20% chance to cast a Poison Nova when I'm hit. Strength, lots of resistance. More intelligence in everything that I'm wearing. I haven't crafted my best gems in my stuff, so I could be a lot stronger. But for my weapon, I'm using Starfire. It's really fucking awesome. Crafted around a shard that fell from the sky during the Festival of Lights. Okay, mad cold damage, extra damage, dexterity, intelligence, vitality. A 70% critical hit damage, and critical hits gain 10 arcane power. So if I'm doing any critical hits with my signature move, I'm regaining arcane power insanely fast. Just insanely fast. The Witching Hour is a really nice belt that I'm wearing right now. It's another legendary. 42% critical hit damage, 10% attack speed, resist all intelligence, or resist all elements, and it has intelligence. A couple other beefy things. My rings are really nice. We'll take a look at those. Litany of the Undaunted is a legendary set piece ring, almost 300 intelligence, resist all elements, 6.5% critical hit chance, and -8 damage from elite monster attacks. So the regular guys are pretty easy. The elite guys are what we're worried about. And this just gives me a maximum arcane power and reduces the duration of control effects, which is really nice. Those are two crucial things. I don't like it when dudes wall you in and or freeze you. It makes it so that duration on those are reduced. So and then now we take a look at my armor, and our follower is away. What we're going to do is we're going to run out, and so we're just going to start mopping these dudes up. You can see the Chaos Nexus fans out. All these dudes are slowed down. And these dudes can literally not stop me. If I run out of arcane power, a couple shots, and I'm already back up there, I can freeze the dudes. And you see it fanning out even more because there's more guys.
Need more arcane.
More arcane power? Sure. Knock them all back, and they're stunned. What are these guys going to do? They haven't even done any damage because they can't. They get slowed when I hit them. And even if they did do damage, they can't do any damage because I'm so beefy. My armor rating's too high, and these guys are piddly. Alright, now to show the full potential of the Frozen Chaos Battlemage Build. Keep in mind that I have no follower. I'm out on Inferno mode, Master Prestige 2. I've rounded up a grip load of dudes, including a rare guy. These dudes should mop me up instantly, but let's see if I can survive. Alright, so let's knock these dudes back and stun them. Dude's running up and doing damage, but I'm mopping him up pretty good. Slowly fading a couple dudes out. Knock him back and stun him. Wallers have nothing on me. They're still trying to do damage. For the most part, I'm doing pretty decent. Regen Arcane real quick while they're frozen.
Need more arcane.
Knock him back.
Not ready.
Freeze him. And this guy's pretty strong.
Still waiting.
Woo! And obviously, this guy is not going to be able to defeat me.
Need more time.
Let's go. Let's go. You might be strong, but you can't beat me. And that's how we get it done. So normally with the Frozen Chaos Battlemage build, it's really good to go with the Witch Doctor, other wizards, and especially even the Demon Hunter. They do a little bit of range damage. You can do range damage too, but now you're a dude that can get up and absorb some of the damage as well. Normally, it's also pretty even decent with the Barbarian. The Barbarian can soak up a shitload of damage too, and then you're pretty much just two tanks, just tanking it up. And so now we're just going to run through a bunch of scrubs. Get out of here!
Need more arcane power.
And now I have instant arcane at full. And then need more arcane, and now it's at full. And that shit's crazy. You're gonna run back, we're just gonna keep mopping up dudes. Where's some more guys? There's gotta be some more guys around here. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, look at this.
I'm so good. I need arcane power. Not ready.
And that's my build, baby.